What's going on to the three people in here, man? It's G Walker, Cng Podcast, and CJ, the Cng Podcast. We in here right now, man. We just warming it up, y'all, with the post-draft show. Make sure y'all hitting that follow button, hitting that like button, and sharing this around, man. Let's get to it. CJ, move your seat over just a little bit until we switch to someone. What's up, Celeste? What's going on, Celeste? What's going on? We in the building right now. How you doing? Draft picks, man. We got all these draft picks. It's over. Leave a share, leave a like, leave a follow, retweet, requote, repost. Anything you guys can, man. We appreciate all the support that we can get right now. Thank you. Go back. Good. 21 people in here, man. It's the Cng Podcast. I'm G Walker, and I got my boy in the building, CJ. The other half of the Cng Podcast, G Walker and CJ. Shout out to my girl Celeste. Celeste is in here, man. She says she loves today's picks. She always rocking with me. She says, "What's up, Bear Nation?" We just waiting on OG Alley to get in here, man, and we're gonna talk about these picks, but we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about it, man, because there's a lot of things, CJ, that I don't know, man. Like we went with the 25th pick with the safety right here. Then we went with we took a tight end with the second pick, CJ. Then we took Logan James, man. So it's like it's almost like a mixed bag. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into it though. We're gonna get into it though. We're gonna get into it. Like I've been telling people before, when it really got down to what I wanted, I wanted all defense. I'm not gonna stray away from that. And I understand best player available type of talk, especially when it comes to the context of that type of skill group, that type of skill set in that best player available type of situation. So this looked like this was a hole need to be filled, CJ. We lost Jaquan Brisker and Kevin Byard. You know what I'm saying? So it was a hole in the secondary as far as the safety position. So this was a need, man. This was a need. So when I started doing my final little, running around for mock drafts, I'm like, you know what? I think the better talent might actually be a safety if we can get one at 25. Now, I was thinking we're going to get, Can you hear me, CJ?
Yeah, I can. You can hear me? You still can't hear me? All right, G Walker's having some technical difficulties. Hopefully, he can come back in and get that straightened out. All right, G, can you hear me? All right, I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Yo, can y'all hear me out there? CJ, can you hear me? I think our platform is messing up on us right now. This has nothing to do with us, as you guys can see if you can hear me. It's not something that I'm doing or CJ's doing on this platform or this app, this software we've been using today has been really giving us problems today. I don't understand what's going on. Let me see if I can hear Alan. Alan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's going on, Alan? I can't hear nothing you saying, bro. I think it's something wrong with my stuff. This is, can you hear me, OG?
Yeah.
Okay, Andy said he can hear me, but I can't hear myself. And I can't hear Alan. Yeah, something's wrong with this stuff today. I'll be back, man. I'll be back, Alan.
Okay.
Go ahead and produce, man, and just talk to the people and what you think. I'll be.
Okay.
OG, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Okay.
Man, I don't know what's going on with this shit today, man, but StreamYard be on BS, man. My laptop been on BS today.
Right.
Like the charger not holding, man. It's like trying to be great around here, but they won't let me be great, bro. Won't let me be great, man. Damn, bro. Like I had to find another charger, find a charger. $2,000 damn dollar laptop won't hold a charge. Like then it's telling me that my computer needs a charge, and I got this shit plugged in, man. But I guess it's any time as best as any right now, man. And there goes CJ right there. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Yeah, this might be y'all might have to just cook, and I can just probably I might have to step out, man, again. I don't really get what's going on.
Do you have the you got our like topic or we just freestyle?
You know what? Everything is up here, bro. Like everything y'all want to talk about is up here.
Okay.
You know, and CJ know how to go through it. You know what I'm saying? So you got this one. You know, this the first one right here. As you can see, Dylan. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Logan Jones, Xavier Thomas, Sam Roche. Then you know, you got the other guys, Keyshawn Elliott. You got Khalil. You got what is that? Malik Muhammad. You got Jordan Van
Yeah.
DeBerg. And then you got the thing that CJ put in here as far as like a quote Al Harris. All those guys, and he got some stuff in here. So man, y'all just do y'all thing. I'm gonna stay in here as long as I possibly can. I might just go in the background and just just mess with some pictures and stuff like that. But if my laptop end up messing up or dying or something like that, I'm gonna just let y'all rock it. I'm gonna try my best just to produce. I've been having a day today, y'all. But go ahead, do y'all thing, man.
Okay.
Yeah, however y'all want to kick it off. I'm gonna kick it off here and just let you kick it off, OG. Like just what's your thoughts, man? First, the 25th pick, safety. You kind of predicted we was going to get him. You know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. So he failed to us, man. And I know you was like, man, I wanted him. I remember you specifically saying that. So just give us your thoughts on that, OG.
Well, the thing I love about Dylan, man, Dylan's one of those guys that he's always around the football. And I was telling my homeboy on the phone, man, like the other day, I was like, I played with a guy like that one time before, man, free safety, man. And I remember one time in practice, man, it was like every time I turn around, man, I could see that blur going by me. Like, and I played LB at that time, my freshman year in college. And it was like, where the fuck this dude come from, man? It's just one of those dudes, man, that just play at a different speed than everybody on the field. And watching his tape, I think Baldy had some tape on him. He used a reference, he was coming from the sky. And I was just like, man, this kid, man, he has a talent for finding the football. And he's very smart. Like, he was making the DB calls, which, I always appreciate with the free safety because the free safety actually makes the coverage calls. So, I've talked about that before. Linebackers make the line fronts. They call it the line fronts, the mic. And the kid just does an awesome job with positioning his teammates and things like that. So it lets you know that he's a student of the game. And he mentioned that in one of the interviews, he said that he does a lot of study work and he does the coaches, the manual, the coaches' books and things like that. And then he does a separate thing where he brings in his own notes to add to what the coaches do. So that tells me a lot about him, man. He's a student of his craft. And I don't see buzz nowhere in this kid because he plays at a fast pace and he's smart. It's not like he play fast and dumb. It's a lot of people in the NFL that play fast and dumb. But he's one of those guys that when he makes a decision, he's already made it a couple of minutes ago. And he's already understanding the principles of routes and things like that. And his position versatility where he can go down and go in the box and he can play nickel. If you notice that, what I noticed about his staff this year with the Bears, they're really prioritizing versatility with the nickel back. I don't know if that's a good thing for Kyler Gordon, but if I was Kyler Gordon, I would be working on my body this year because you're going to mess around and you're going to be off this team. And I hate to say it like that, but they're finding people to find your position. So Cam Lewis can play nickel. This young man can play nickel. The guy we just got today, Malik Muhammad, some people have said he's going to play nickel in the league. So, Kyler Gordon's got to stay on the field, man. Time is up. He's got to be on the field. And so this young man, he's just gonna be a delight. And I know the angst that he came from the Pac-10 and with the Big Ten, with Oregon, in the Big Ten, where he actually played at Purdue also. So he knows this cold weather and he understands how to play in it. Oregon, it's in the Big Ten now, but I think this kid is all and what we need. So I can't wait to see him play, man. I really can't.
Okay. LG. So, what's your thought on Logan? On Logan Jones?
Logan Jones is a dog, man. Logan Jones with Kirk Ferentz, any Iowa coach, man, any Iowa player that comes out of that system, man, for offensive lineman, especially interior, those guys are going to be dogs. And he started off as a defensive tackle. When he came out of high school, when he went to Iowa, he was a defensive tackle. And then he moved over to the offensive line. So that lets you know that he has athleticism in the trench. So he's one of those guys, as a center, he can get on your linebackers real fast. So I appreciate that ability because, you know, the scheme we play with Ben Johnson when we get downfield, that's what Iowa does. You know, that zone blocking scheme. He's going to be able to put his hat on the linebackers, and he can get in front of those noses. He can stifle those noses or stonewall the nose. So he's going to be a guy. Now, what's shocking to me is that he's a second-round pick, and we got Bradbury. I don't know how that's going to end up. I don't think you can shelf a second-round draft pick in the interior. It wouldn't shock me if this is an open competition this summer.
Y'all can hear me? Testing. Y'all can hear me?
Yep.
All right, bad. I'm gonna just stay off camera though. But y'all go ahead. I got it. I'm in here though. What up, y'all? What's up, everybody? I'm in here.
So I'm just digging the versatility about a young man, Jones, man. He's a punishing blocker too. He gets on guys and he finishes guys, man. But Kirk Ferentz, those linemen come out of there, man. They're already cut with gunpowder and mixed with concrete. They just different dudes, man. So I appreciate Iowa linemen, man. I always have.
Yeah, man. The Bears made a shocking pick in the third round, getting the tight end.
You see my name there? Hey, you see my name right there, right?
Yeah.
I like Sam. I looked at his film. Sam, man, his uncle, great uncle, was Merlin Olsen.
Yeah.
And his granddad played for the Rams. So he's a pedigree guy. He played rugby football. He's a tough SOB.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah.
That's tough. He's a rugby guy. And the thing that was holding him back is that he wasn't one of those pass catchers that had long arms. You know, the tight end position kind of requires you to have the long arms, because you got to block and things like these. But this kid puts people on their asses, man. He's a punishing blocker. And Ben runs that 13 personnel. He's going to play, guys.
Yeah.
His third round pick is not just some shit. He's going to be on the sideline running out there on punt team. He's going to be in the offense. Cole Kmet, I think his position is going to be safe, but don't be surprised Cole's not on the team next year. That's a high capital for a guy to continue to be on 13 personnel. I think he's going to eventually wander into Cole's position, and especially with Cole getting his contract reworked, sometimes that be the first sign of a guy getting moved. But Cole is our guy right now, but I like Sam Rush, man. He's pedigree, man. So, and the footage I was seeing, man, he was dragging guys into the end zone.
Right.
He catching the ball and dragging them in the end zone like a big. He plays behind his pads. That's what I like. He's 6'6", 275 pounds. He plays behind his pad. So I like the pick. It might be a little too high for me, but you went out there and got the guy you were recruiting, so I can't be mad at their board. The board is the board. Me and Shaw was talking about the other night, some teams do what they board, man, and they just say fuck everything, throw caution to the wind, stick to our board. Yeah. So I guess we got to run with that.
Yeah. I'll just say this, man. I I think I can't be mad at the picks. I just don't understand why it was a reach so early for certain things that I think we could have got down the line. And you reach for a tight end, and I was hearing and people saying he got bricks for hands. You know what I'm saying? So you get a guy, what is he, the third round pick, a third round tight end?
Yeah.
So you get a third round tight end that can block. He not run fast, but he don't have hands neither. So it's like, why get a guy that some people think that can't catch, and you can get him in the fourth, fifth round? It's like, why go rogue for some stuff you can get later, man? Like, why do that? Like, why? You could have got Sam Roach later in the draft. You could have got, depending on where you see Xavier Thomas, you could have got some of these guys later in the round. And what I've been saying is that you kind of neglecting the defense in a way. And I don't know about you, Alan and CJ, but I've been saying for the longest time since this draft, I said this is one of the most important drafts I think I've ever seen as far as opening up a Super Bowl window for a team. This is the one. So we come out with a safety, we get a center, and then you get another. You get three offensive players. You get three offensive players after one pick. So it makes me think, though, CJ, at some point, does Ben Johnson, because it's twofold, does he trust Dennis Allen or he don't trust Dennis Allen? And I'm saying that to say this because if you look at the draft pick with him and Ryan Poles last year, Jamar Turner hurt, Zay Frazier didn't play, Dayo Bango got hurt. You know, some of these guys is overpaid. So it's like, and we always talk about this, Allen, how patient is Ben Johnson? And I always say, if I know that man, like I think I know Ben, he's extremely impatient. He's extremely impatient. So do you think he kind of kept some receipts, Allen? Like just going forward, like, man, like, or is it just something like, because Ben is smart. I think everything he do is calculated and analytical, methodical. I don't think this was by accident. And you know that we got to keep the rotational guys coming up for depth pieces for this defense. So what's y'all thoughts on that, Allen? What do you think? Do you think that he's not trusting DA? Is he saying like, hey, we gonna run with this? Because like you said, Allen, you got Al Harris in the wings. You said that. You was like, watch out for that. So just give me your thoughts on that theory, man. I could be totally wrong, but I just wanted to talk about that. Like, do you think he trusts DA or not?
I believe that Ben Johnson looked at this draft and seeing how the board was falling. And I believe he looked at the biggest need and the biggest, I would say, two needs after the retirement of the center. He was like, we got to get those two off the board.
Yeah,
I feel like
the center. Yeah, I agree with that one. That one I agree on.
And Dylan, got to get.
Yeah, I agree.
He felt like
that's
where we. Yeah, that's where we at. But to answer your question with DA, I don't think it's more so he don't rock with DA. I just think Ben likes Ben more. I think Ben respects his decision about his offense more.
Right.
I just think being one of those guys, like I eat first. Kobe Bryant. My mama mentality kicks in. I eat first. So
explain it to me, man.
Around me. Huh?
No, I'm saying explain it to me, bro, because I'm like, this shit looking funny in the light. But go ahead, OG.
Yeah, I think it's more so he's big on let's build this offense to a juggernaut. And defense, I think, like I was telling the guy on the chat, I think it's some work behind the scene. I think they're gonna go after the Saints defensive end. That was his name Cam Thomas?
Cam Jordan.
Name right?
Cam
Jordan. I think they got a deal in place with him after the draft. Ryan usually does this after the draft. It'll be something just like we thought about the backup quarterback when I got Case Keenum, a couple years ago, right after the draft. So I think that's kind of what we're gonna do. We're gonna go get a veteran DN. And I felt like they were looking at things kind of like, well, if DA can maintain what he did last year, because he did a good job with a lot of things last year, DA. But you can't make the defensive ends get off the football, man. I mean, you can coach as hard as you can, but if you don't have the talent, you just don't have the talent. So he did his best, but I think Ben looks at it like this, y'all. If we scoring touchdowns, fuck defense. You know, so
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't care about a 48-34 game. I don't give a fuck about that. As long as we win the game.
I don't give a fuck. That's what, hey, right.
Look, gone in the years, we got to score 3 touchdowns, 21-10. Them days gone in Chicago. So just look at it that way, GNC.
Right. So, PJ, what's your thoughts, man? Because I don't know if it's like, and I love Ben Johnson. I think that he's a great coach, but like Alan said, that's the first time I heard somebody say that. I think Ben likes Ben more than he likes DA, but his pedigree is offensive guy. But at the same time, how deep down that rabbit hole are we going to go, CJ, to put up points and not have a defense? So we're going to have to score 50 points a game to beat a team because we're not going to be good on defense going forward. So it's kind of like, is this an ego thing? Is this an alpha thing? Because we're looking at that. You're looking at Ben Johnson in the last couple of years, man. We've seen what he did in the playoff game as far as, you know, kicking the field goals. We're not kicking the field goal. We left 9 points on the board. You know what I mean? That's one thing. He doesn't believe in 50-50 balls, you know, throwing the ball up there for certain players in the red zone. So we struggled there. Now we put another draft, CJ. We're seeing what's going on. You get one defensive pick, but he let you rock off. He was like, move. Let me step up to the podium. Now I'm going to do my thing. Do you think that is going to be a detriment going forward? Or do you think this is going to be the way that we play football now in Chicago?
I mean, it could be, but I think the writer was on the wall in free agency when you seen the Bears grabbed a little bit more defense and offense in free agency as far as the veterans, defense, veteran players on the team. So I think I saw it then that maybe it may be more of an offensive draft than defensive draft.
Yeah.
But I'm just hoping it's enough that they did just a bit enough in free agency, you know, to get the defense where it needs to be. Now, I know that they did not get any defensive ends, and maybe like Alan said, we may see that after the draft. You may not see it.
Right.
This right here was definitely Ben Johnson's draft.
Yeah, because he said on the one on hey, look at what we say about Ben Johnson. Allen, he a lying motherfucker, bro. He will shoot you some shit. And we didn't see it 2 seasons. He didn't lie. This Dennis Allen's draft. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what we pick at the draft. Oh, now we just seeing everything coming into fruition in 4K. What's really going on as far as a personality standpoint, philosophy, how we gonna score, how we gonna win? Because we all think that we're gonna be as defense sound as we possibly can. Because at the end of the day, you want to play complimentary football. That's all I'm asking for. You know what I'm saying? Get me complimentary football the most that we can to give Caleb and that offense an opportunity to get some short fields more consistent than we did last year. So seeing it unfold the way it unfolded with the 3 picks after you just gave up that Dennis Allen pick 1 pick, bro. I mean, I just think people got to get used to this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to go for more 4th downs now. You know what I'm saying? Because we drafted the dude right here, Xavier Thomas. This dude was the fastest guy in the draft with a 4.2. He got his scat back, Alan. He got his gadget guy, man. This dude is a blur on the field, dog, and he can run routes. So now you got a loaded wide receiver room with a Rome Odunze, a Coastal Loveland as your primary target, and you got a Luther Burton, then you got a Jade Walker, and then you got Khalif Raymond. Now you got another one, and the speed kills, bro. So Alan, when you saw this guy right here come across the screen for offense running a 4.26, man. 190 pounds, man. Just what were your thoughts when they got this guy right here, man?
Man, when I watched that damn draft and they picked him up, I was like, hey, he made a cut one time. The safety, it looked like the safety had a beat on it, but he took a quick in route and it didn't look like he put his foot in the ground. It was like he was so fast when he caught the football, like, ooh, he's gonna be tough in the middle of the field, boy.
Yeah.
He gonna be rough on them down on free safeties, dog.
Right.
So, hey, his speed is gets on you real fast.
Yeah, it's that acceleration. Look, 2 yards, 5 yards, I'm gone. 18, 20 yards, gone. If you don't get me after that 4th yard, I'm out of here. He gone.
Yeah, he tough, yo. He tough.
Man, so CJ, what you think about this pick right here? Because I like the pick. I just don't know if I liked it what he got it at, man. Knowing that we got these guys on the defensive side of the ball that got to prove themselves that's been hurt. But I like the pick. But I don't know if I like it where he got him at, knowing that we still got holes at edge rush, defensive tackle, early in the round. Because we end up getting those guys, but it's early on. I just think it was a little bit too high for me to see. But what's your thoughts about this guy? Because he looked like he's going to be a weapon and he's going to play, like I always say, every single person that Ben Johnson has drafted on offense cannot stay off the field. Luther Burton is on the field. Coastal Lovin is on the field. You know what I'm saying? All these dudes play. So this guy's coming in to play. He might not play right away. He got to earn his stripes, but he's going to play. So, see, what's your thoughts, bro?
Well, he's definitely going to have an impact on his team, I think, in the kicking game. Now, this kid is from LSU. Now, LSU got a pretty good track record when it comes to receivers. A lot of them do succeed in the NFL. So I definitely see this kid. I definitely see the Bears using his speed.
Right.
You're gonna see a lot of him in the kickoff game, but I think the Bears are gonna do good at, because the Bears need good field position. Because we know Caleb 1-2 throws, he's in the end zone.
1 or 2 throws.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's how I think this kid is gonna manufacture on this team, is in the kicking game.
So, CJ, what's your thoughts about the center, man? Because, like I said, when we get a center, I didn't have an issue with this because, like Allen, he gonna probably tell us, like, look, man, that's the head of the snake, bro. He turned Caleb, dude. They got commands, they got checks, they got audible. He's seen surveying everything up there with Caleb. So this was a very important piece to get, knowing how Dahlman retired last year. This was dope, man. We might have the best center in the draft. So I love this pick, man. I absolutely love it. It's a position you don't have to worry about. This guy can end up being our center for the next 8 to 10 years, man. You need that type of consistency and unity and chemistry, man. So, see, what did you think about this right here, man? Because that's that Iowa pedigree, man. That's all I think about when you talk about Iowa's offensive line, man.
Yeah, you know what, G? They was comparing him to Lindenbaum.
Wow.
They were comparing him.
Wow.
So,
right.
When I hear that, I'm like, damn, okay. But like I said, the Bears needed a center. They needed a young center. I'm not too thrilled on Granberry. I know he played with the Patriots.
Bradbury, yeah.
But when I see teams give up their offensive linemen, that kind of tells me something.
That's true.
But
that's true.
It could be the money. It may not be the money. It could be his play. You never know. But that does give me a red flag. But the fact they got a center, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Build
that offensive line through the draft. That's what you gotta do.
Oh yeah, and I like this pick. This one of my. I like the. So they get an A to me. I'm gonna ask y'all grades so far. I'm gonna give the Dylan Thieneman pick an A. Safety, man, like they say, a lot of people, and I've been saying, like, look, man, you got the real good secondary. You get those edge rushers and no defensive tackles about another half a second to get to the quarterback. So if you got a guy that's back there with Kobe Bryant and all them back there, man, they flying around. This could actually help the front four or front seven to actually get pressure on the quarterback. So I'm gonna give this one an A. I'm gonna give the center position, Logan Jones, an A, just for the future stability at the front O line with your center and your quarterback, man. I need them to be, together, man. What's the word I'm looking for, man? I just need them to be together in sync. So I'm gonna give that one an A. Sam Roche, taking a tight end damn early. I'm giving this one a D, bro. So Alan, man, before we go to the next part of this, man, just give me your grades, man.
Hey man, I'm gonna say this, man. A+ for Dylan. The first pick, I feel like he addressed the need and the talent on the board.
Yeah.
I think they got that guy. As far as overall in the draft, I think they were talking about moving up to 21.
Right.
But the way the draft fell, they didn't have to give up a pick. So maybe Ian Cunningham hit a text message, told Ryan, calm down, big dog. Calm down. I know you want to do it. Don't do it. I'm still here in spirit, bro. Right. So, but yeah. And then my boy Jones, man, out of Iowa, I would give that a B+.
Yeah.
Don't really it's not getting an A, is because it was still some talent out there that they could address the D line a little earlier.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, because I felt like we could have went down a couple spots into our next second round pick, the one that we actually traded. I felt like we could have got the lineman, the center, Jones again there, and we could have went in another direction earlier. So either way, we got a guy. That's why I would say I feel like just the place we got him that would have made it an A. But you know, either way. And Sam Roach, I'm gonna give that a C plus because of the fact that he's a pedigree guy. He does have stuff he got to work on, of course. I think we all know that with just by most players, but his pedigree, man. I know what they were looking at. When kids got pedigree like that, they tend to stay in the league a long time.
A long time, yeah.
Yeah. So you got to think about those things. Those guys can reach out to grandparents and uncles and be like, Grandpa, all right, what I need to work on. Because football, 1965, 2025, it's still football. You know, so you know those conversations are just a little different, but they're not. So I'm rooting for Sam Rush, and I know he's gonna establish himself as a Bear for a long time.
So what you think about? Because I didn't give my grade to Xavier. I'm giving this Xavier grade a B plus, bro. I think this pick right here is. I was in one of my other chats, man. I'm networking all this stuff, man. Somebody compared this dude to a young Tyreek Hill, bro. Saying we got our Tyreek Hill. I'm not gonna go overboard with that, you know what I'm saying? Because all these players got to develop. I don't know what you've seen from Tyreek Hill. Early, he went on my radar, but for somebody to say that this might be our Tyreek Hill, and because Tyreek knew the whole route tree, he was super fast, and he knew the whole route tree. So the fact that we might have a somewhat of a version of that, and I hope that develops. That's a good one. So I'm giving this one a B plus, man. So CJ, what you giving it? What's your grades, bro? Then we gonna get to your portion of the show.
Okay, my grades for Dylan is an A. I just like the way he flies around the football, how he gets to the football quick, and how he gets to the tackling. So I have to give him A. Jones, I'm gonna say probably I'm gonna agree with what Alan was saying as far as we could have got him maybe. With that second round pick later in the round, I'm gonna give Jones a B.
Okay, what you got?
I'm giving him a B.
What you got for Sammy Rush down there? Sammy Roush, and then Sammy Roush.
I'm gonna give that a C because I don't know if that was necessarily a need that the Bears needed in the draft.
Right.
Just because they got Cole Kmet, you already restructured his contract. So I don't know if they actually needed a tight end right now. That's just my opinion. I think they could have got a defensive player right here. But I give that one a C. And Xavier Thomas, I'm gonna give that one a B plus. Speed does talk, gentlemen. The Bears need to get faster. And I think this kid is gonna be a difference maker in the kicking game. I still believe that.
Man, there y'all go. There y'all go. There go our first grades of this. Man, we give y'all everything. We give y'all perspective, analysis, theories. You know what I'm saying? We giving it all to the OG in here, CJ in here, and me, G Walker. Man, I'm off camera because I'm having technical difficulties right with that laptop, but we gonna pull through. So the next portion, CJ, I want to talk about one of the things you brought up right here, man, and I'm gonna let you kick it off. Hey, man, this is one of the ones I did see online, man, and I'm like Kobe Bryant and Al Harris and Dylan, man, this is look like a situation where a young safety can be groomed, man, to become. So, what's your thoughts on this when you saw this and when you want to add this to the show? See what you got, bro.
Man, when I seen this kid, when I seen Dylan on tape, and I seen Kobe Bryant's tape, this could be the best. These could be the two best safeties in football. Could be, as far as talent wise and grooming them. Man, these guys attack the football like crazy. They get after the football quick. Thomas can get interceptions. Dylan can get interceptions. And man, these dudes can wreck. These dudes could be a huge plus for the defense.
My bad, y'all. So Alan, well said. So Alan, man, Al Harris, man, he's still here. Alan, he's still here. He didn't leave. He could have left. So like I said, there's always some type of tail signs, man. So you know, and I'm pretty sure the conversation that he probably had with, you know, Kobe Bryant right here influence. You know, relationships are everything, man. And how much do you think that he was pounding the table for Dylan right here, getting Dennis Allen ear, maybe, you know, Ben Johnson ear, and letting them know I want this guy right here. And how do you see this relationship developing, man? And how important do you think this is going to be as far as for Al Harris to really ascend himself into another position where he can be another head coach candidate based off the rookie that he got right now?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be honest with you. Dylan doesn't strike me as a Al Harris type. I think this was more of a Dennis Allen, maybe a Ryan Poles move, because Dylan, I think Harris has a look. He has a stature. He has a type, and his type is long, angular athletes, and he was once an angular athlete.
Right.
Dylan's not an angular athlete. Dylan's kind of stout. He's fast. He ran a 4.3, sub 4.4. So he's gonna probably be one of the fastest safeties in the league. But Al Harris likes guys at 6'2", 6'3". So I think he probably gave his experience take and things like that. But I think Dennis Allen had this and Ryan, I think they had a jump on this kid. So I think that's where they probably would have went with that. So I'm gonna go with Harris being more of an input on Malik Muhammad, more so than Dylan. You know, but the one thing I think that kept Al Harris here with our organization is he has input. Right. Al Harris is really trusted in that locker room, more than I would think that we would know.
We would know, yeah. That's what I'm getting the vibe of. Yeah,
you know, he might be more trusted than DA in some of them circles.
Hey, I'm just saying. Yeah, we on the same page.
Look, it's kind of obvious, G, that we always circle back to Al Harris. Even some reporters, like,
there you go.
He has an influence in that organization, and that's why he probably didn't leave. Like, he knows he's a second in command, and he knows when Dennis Allen goes somewhere else, this is his job.
Yeah.
So, you know, we got to keep that in mind. And if Dennis Allen has a hellified top 5 defense, he's getting out of Chicago. You know, somebody's going to offer him bigger money somewhere, and you already have an understudy waiting to take the job. And Ben's if you notice all his hires this year, I know we want to off subject.
No, you can go ahead.
He did it in-house. So he's a guy that's building a stable of coaches, man. So Al Harris, I trust everything he does, man, for like football talk and everything. But just to kind of break it up a little bit, I just think this screams Dennis Allen to me. Okay. This pick right here, the first one, I think they were saying you take this one and shut up, and we're gonna move back to offense. So yeah.
that's what it looked like. It was like, man, this is like he just went rogue, man. We got 82 people in the chat, 82 people watching, man. Shout out to 82 people in here, man. We appreciate that, man. This is fun, man. Me and the crew is in here. Alan's in here. I'm in here. CJ is in here, man. Only person we missing, man, is my guy Shy, man. But I know he's probably somewhere hanging out or watching or doing whatever he need to do, man. So shout out to Shy, bro. That's one of the guys. So just going back on what CJ had up as far as Al Harris, I just think that he's really, really important to what we building, man. I think if it's coming down to what a position as far as like, you can't compare it like, okay, you're the corner safety secondary coach. So Alan, I'm gonna ask you this: what in the trait, if you already got a defensive coordinator that you might be iffy with, but you got a secondary coach right here that's just like, man, he done won. What in what world do you be like, you know what, I want him as my defensive coordinator? What trait is it as far as is it development? Is it after talent? What do you think it is?
What you just said, development. And Al Harris has a different ability to connect with players than Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen is still a head coach in his mind. You know, he's a lifer. His granddad was a Hall of Fame Super Bowl coach. He's a coach. Where Al Harris played the game, and he could tell Kobe Bryant, go to hell. I did
go to hell.
You know, Dylan Finneman, go to hell. Oh, I need you to do it. I don't really want to hear what you got to tell me. I understand this game. And he's played it. He played at a high level, Super Bowl. I mean, Al Harris is that guy, man. So when he comes in the locker room, he demands respect off the rip. So that's what I love about Al Harris and his connectivity with his guys. That's why he develops these corners. His corners in Dallas. He develops those guys all pros. Right. There's a reason why. Nashawn Wright. He developed Nashawn Wright to get to a Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
You gotta love this guy, man. Like, if he gets his hands on you, come on, man. He getting dudes money.
He getting them paid like
$5 million richer because of Al Harris. You know? So you gotta love that, and players love that too, man. So Al Harris is a gem in that organization, and any organization that he works for, he'll be one of them dudes to get a raise every year because we don't want to see him go.
Right, man. Well said, man. Man, you cooking right now, OG, and I understand that. So I got, you know, that's why I want to get your expertise up in here, man. So because I like to set up a good question so you can give us a great answer the best way possible, man. Because this is how we do it, man. It's like Kid and Play. You know, the Kid and Play dance where they do the little dance, boom, step, boom, step, tap. That's what we do up here at Cng Podcast. We lay it up and we pass the ball around, man. So we're gonna get into the next portion of this show right here, and we're gonna get to the next guys that got drafted, man. We're gonna get into this right here. We're gonna do our grades and we're gonna give our spiel about it. Keyshawn Elliott, the linebacker, man. I actually got his stats and everything right here. So give me 1 second, y'all, and I can read it out loud because I know it might be kind of small on the screen. Let me know how the music sound in the background. It's not clashing and that's not crazy. So we good on that, y'all.
Yep.
All right. So let me pull up Keyshawn. Oh, let me get Keyshawn Elliott stuff up here. Keyshawn Elliott, y'all. This is what Keyshawn Elliott has as far as his stats. Total tackles, he had 98. He was fifth among Big 12 linebackers. He was top 5. Solo tackles, 54. Sacks, 7. Tackles for loss, Allen. CJ, 14. Played second team All Big 12 Senior Bowl invite, man. Pass rush grade, Allen and CJ is an 80. Run defense, PFF grade was a 79. If y'all believe in PFF, he had 15 total pressures, 12 plus tackles in multiple games, Allen. 12 plus tackles. But the best part about it, this right here, I made these edits and all this stuff, man, is he has a high motor, Allen. High motor. So just give me your thoughts at a glance, right, with the linebacker we end up picking up, because, you know, like Shy been saying, we need the policeman. I mean, we got it somewhat sooner, better, but I don't know. But what's your thoughts about this young guy right here, Keyshawn? And CJ, we're gonna go to you next, man.
Well, the little things I've been hearing about him, man, when they're pulling him up today on ESPN, they said that the coaches, he got on the coaches' nerves. And I kind of can relate to that, man, to my high school coach. I'm the one that being there watching film with him, critiquing, being mad at the other teammates and myself too. And I think he's one of those guys that's a coach on the field, that he can explain things to other teammates. That's what Keyshawn is, the guy I got from that. And he come from a 10 sibling house with this majority girl. So what that means is,
okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so what that is with him, he's had to be a protector and a quarterback. And he's got a quarterback background. He played quarterback in high school. So his eye vision and his eye discipline for a middle linebacker is going to be very crisp. So when he sees something, he's going to be thinking as a quarterback, like, what looks or what things do I need to take away, especially in his height? What things I do? What vision things do I need to take away from the quarterback on this pre-snap? Do I challenge the center with the jab, or do I hurry up and just stay with quality depth on the play, 2-3 yards on the ball, or I shade to the tight end? Things like that. He knows the quarterback's first pre-snap read he understands what the quarterback is going to look at, so he's going to play a little roulette with him, you know, because he understands the quarterback position. And he was an all-state punter. Go figure.
Uh-oh.
So
you did your homework, OG.
Yeah,
he cooking. We get the OG.
Keyshawn Elliott, man, he's a football player, guys. Like, I really believe in that. And he's a student of the game. You can never question a student of the game. Them guys do more work off the field than they do on. So, you know, he's one of those guys, and the teammates love him. So he's going to be a Bear. Now, the only thing I worry about is where is he going to be at starting off? Like, he's going to probably be special teams and things like that. That's what I worry about. Is TJ going to play this year? I don't think Sewell's going to play. I think he's going to be on the pup list for the whole year. So it's going to be some minutes in there for him. But I think we got a good one because some people had him in the second round, man. So we got great value in the sixth, man. They had him second round. In some draft board. So you know, he's it. He's a good pick up, good value pick.
I love it, man. Well said about OG, man. CJ, what's your thoughts on Keyshawn Elliott, man? And we're gonna go down and we're gonna give our you know, how we do give our grades at the end. Your mic, CJ, if your mic is muted, see?
Yeah, I just seen the tape on this kid today. You know, he got great instincts as a middle linebacker. He could potentially become a starter, but I don't know. You know, everything that Alan said about him is dead on. You know, I think as far as the Bears getting a middle linebacker this late, a guy that could have been a second rounder, it's pretty good. It's pretty good scouting by the Bears. And you could tell this draft, they've done better scouting to me. Now they made a restart on a couple of picks, but you know, okay, that's everybody's opinion. You know, but as far as this kid, the thing that I've seen on tape is that how he gets to the football. Yeah. He's always around the football. And that's one thing I noticed about the Bears, that they're trying to get these players that go downhill and attack the football. That's the thing that I've noticed about every single player that they drafted on defense.
Man, y'all doing y'all thing tonight, man. CJ coming with the they might have picked what they wanted, but they're doing better at scouting. Shout out to C for recognizing that. Like, we're better all around as far as an organization, from coaching to a scouting, man. So I love that, CJ. That's a hell of a point, man, because if we getting guys that should be in the second round, we get them in the fifth round or sixth round. And you know, and the thing that stuck out the most about this dude, man, is the high motor and the tackles for loss. That's what you want, man. You want a high motor, and you want a guy who will get you some tackles for that's a linebacker, bro. And that's something that I've been paying attention to. So the next guy we're gonna talk about right here, man. Shout out to the 94 people in here, man. We appreciate every single one of y'all, man. Appreciate you. Malik Muhammad, CJ, cornerback. 6 feet, 182 pounds, 40-yard dash. He ran a 4.4, 10-yard split, 1.5, 1 second vertical jump, 39 inches broad jump, 10 inches 11, arm length 32 inches 3/8, hand size, man. And this guy right here was slated a little bit higher. So CJ, man, we got a cornerback, because look at the position of the corners. You know, everybody said we got corners, but you got JJ, you got Kyler, you got Tyreek. What's another? You got, who else am I missing out there in the secondary, man? Y'all help me out.
Terrell Smith,
Smitty, JJ, Kyler, Stevenson.
Frazier.
Now you got
Frazier too.
Frazier. So you got Zay. So now you got another one. So what does this really mean, CJ? Does this mean something for Tyreek Stevenson, man? Like, we drafted our number 2 corner, man, because JJ's here, or this is the guy that they could potentially have at a number 1 corner, knowing they're not probably going to pay JJ going forward. You know what I'm saying? So what does this say, man?
Yeah, not necessarily. I think I see him more as a nickel, because he was getting to the quarterback a lot in college.
Okay.
They played him a lot. And I don't want to say they played him a lot of nickel, but the tape that I seen on him, he was playing nickel. He was getting that quarterback fast.
Right.
He was blitzing the shit out of that quarterback. So I could see him playing more of a nickel role if Kyle Gordon can't stay healthy,
there you go.
You may see this kid playing his spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what Alan was saying. Yep, nickel. So can you piggyback off that OG about your boy? Muhammad right here?
I like Malik Muhammad. That was a good pick, good quality. And they jumped up and got him too. It was kind of like, yeah, let's go ahead and get this guy before somebody pick him up.
Right.
Because he was a second round talent too, and it was like, why get that? I think because he's kind of slender, and a lot of these defensive backs they like them to be stout, a little bit more about 5'11", about 205, give or take, and he's like 182. So that weight, that I'm pretty sure they're gonna want him to get up to about 190, especially if he's like 6 foot 190. That's quality size for a DB that he can maintain himself in the interior. And I think he will be a nickelback. I think he will be backing up Gord. I think that's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna get a lot of minutes on the boundary. I think Zay Frazier, Smitty, Stevenson, they're gonna man those top two right and left corners. But I will say this: this will be the end of Jalen Johnson this year. He will not be a Bear next year. He would definitely be on another team next year. $20 million, and they're continually adding DBs. There's something going on. So, and I just don't think he's a Dennis Allen guy. Jalen Johnson just don't. Watching him play last year, it was like I was like watching a shell of somebody. He just, they like angular guys, man. This guy right here, Malik Muhammad, long, lanky. It's a they have a type, and he's not that. So I think Malik Muhammad's got a future with these guys, and the Bears went up and got him. That's who they wanted.
And I'm gonna say this, and I agree with both of y'all, man. I just think that Kyler Gordon is on notice. Jalen Johnson is on notice. Tyreek Stevenson is on notice. They're getting guys that's going to be able to come and play. When these guys are steady getting hurt, or they just coming in to be a better scheme fit for Dennis Allen's defense, man. It's all going back to more of a man-to-man defense, man. Guys that could probably play man a little bit more. Attack the quarterback in the nickel, because if you're drafting a guy in the nickel that could get to the quarterback, that means. I don't know what that really means about your pass rush, because we saw what the safeties and the corners was doing in last season as far as just coming down into the quarterback. So I don't know if that really means that they don't believe in our pass rush as much, but it could be a luxury. It could be a weapon that we could be looking at a type of defense that we're not used to seeing, at least for the Chicago Bears. Like, we're not used to seeing safeties and, corners come down blitzing the quarterback. That's actually fucking dope to me to see that. I love it when it happens. I love it. Yeah. So if you can win that way, you know what I'm saying? You're not really, blitzing and pressures and all that. It's still so very important. So I can't say that. But if you can win a certain way in this era of defense, man, they switching it around and blitzing more corners and safeties like that, man. Hey, more power to them, man. Maybe they're ahead of the curve a little bit more with that type of stuff, man. I really can't be too mad at it. I like the pick based off guys are not being healthy enough, hurt every year. So they did what they had to do, man, to get somebody that's going to be part of the farm that they can probably depend on and groom. With Al Harris still here, along with Dylan Thinneman, and now you got Malik Muhammad. So I'm definitely with that, man. I like this pick for the value where we got him at. I really don't have no issue with it. And the next guy we're gonna talk about, the last guy we're gonna talk about is Jordan Vandenberg, man. Let me pull up some of Jordan Vandenberg's attributes, or what do you want to call it, stats necessarily. So you got Jordan Vandenberg, man, defensive lineman, man, defensive tackle, man, 2025 first team All ACC, 13 games started. 44 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, pro day, 4.49 in the 40-yard dash. You run a 4.9 as a big fella, man. Broad jump, 36. You got a 36-inch vertical. They a big guy. They don't really jump that high. But what stood out the most, Allen, is he ran a 4.9. So what did that say something about the type of motor that we got? A disruptive guy as far as having a fast motor, running a 4.9. Do you think that's something that they looked at when they drafted him? But I saw some of his footage, man. He's quick on his feet. It's quick.
Yeah. He's nimble. And he's the man to double team. when he played for Georgia Tech ran, it looked like they're running a 3-4. So he played the 5 tech. So he's going to demand a lot of double tech just by alignment only. Now, also he blocked a few field goals. This might scream high tower. With the ability to
jump up,
jump, to do these explosive things, and also his family tree. I think his mom was an athlete in the Olympics, I think, and his granddad was in the Mr. Universe contest. I think they brought up on ESPN with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So he's one of those guys, man. He's got athletic genes in his blood, man, and he's a good, strong guy with explosive traits. I mean, they said he got videos of him jumping out the pool flat-footed. So, I know we had Jaron Gilbert years ago, and yeah, man, we had Jaron Gilbert years ago. He did the same thing, but he was a bust. But I think this guy is a late bloomer in life, and I just think, this guy is going to be good, man. I think he's going to be a solid player. And they said that the coaches, the defensive coaches stood on the table for this guy, like, go get it. They want him in the 5th round. But, they were like, look, if you don't get this guy, we walking out. So it's got to be something about this guy, man, that for coaches to beat the table for you, somebody sees something in them. So I'm going to go with the coaches on this one. They tend to be right sometimes, but, the young man's got the pedigree, man. So we're going to see. And I like guys who can block field goal, get them mitts on the football.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it, man, I couldn't say it no better, man. Alan, you actually doing your thing as far as the information that a lot of people in the listeners probably don't even know, man. Him jumping out of flat foot at the pool, that is a pure athlete. Only a certain amount of people that's made a certain way that could do that. Probably like Bo Jackson or somebody.
Yeah.
LeBron or somebody like that.
Do that, yeah.
Yeah, different type of person. Yeah, you're a different person, bro. I'm not even, if I seen that in person, I'd be like, yeah, you special, because that's damn near impossible to do. Seriously. So because you got to jump out, that's a lot of torque, that's a lot of balance, and you got to jump out and land on your feet. So that's an amazing thing to hear somebody be able to do. Yeah, man. I think the thing about Malik Muhammad, I spoke on him, so then we're gonna I'm gonna speak on Jordan Vandenberg. I think he's what we need, man. I wish he could have got something a little sooner, but you got to just trust the process. People that's listening, you got to trust DA, you got to trust Ben. So as much as people, including myself, would have liked some things early, because early in rounds you get better talent. But at the same token, you have to believe in the coaching, you have to believe in the development. You got to just believe it, man, because what do we have to see that we can build a farm through the trenches despite guys not getting there early? And it's been proven, Alan and CJ, that with this particular regime, we've been better getting hidden on later rounds in the draft.
Yeah.
They've been better just doing that. So it's like you got to give them the nod and saying getting guys like a Kyle Manung guy, Ozzie Trapillo. He went second, but nobody really had him on the radar. I think Austin Booker is going to end up being something, man. He's actually looking like a mini Hulk right now, working out with the guy that played the Juggernaut on the X-Men. So, they can hit in the later rounds, man. So we're going to give our grades, man. So I'm going to give my first grade to this Keyshawn Elliott, the linebacker. I'm going to give it a solid C+, man. I'm going to give it a solid C+ with potential to be a little bit higher, because he does have a high motor and a tackles for loss. So will he become a starter? I don't know. But if he's something what we've seen from a DeMarco Jackson type of linebacker that DA likes, a Devin Bush, another linebacker that DA like, that we like. So he could be one of those coming from that same type of pedigree, that same type of elk, knowing that we got TJ Edwards is not going to be here and a couple other guys might not be here. So he could potentially be that third linebacker, man. So I'm going to give this one a C+. So CJ, what do you get at Keyshawn Elliott draft?
I'm gonna give him a C+ because he's a kid that could potentially start through injuries.
Mm-hmm.
He does have a high motor. He does attack the football pretty well. He's just a very smart kid. So I think you could see this kid get some type of playing time.
Yeah, me too. So, Alan, what you giving this the grade right here, man?
I'm gonna give it a B because of value. I mean, they had him ranked a whole lot higher, and we got him in 6 rounds. So just off value alone, I'm gonna give him a B. So he's just he fits the mold, and you got a guy that's played a lot of football. Played 4 years in college, so I mean, he's a student of the game and he once played quarterback. And that's very insightful for him playing middle linebacker. So that means he understands getting people lined up. Where we were having some issues sometimes last year when we were losing Permain and Edwards. You know, it was sometimes, man, we had to call a timeout because we weren't getting guys lined up on defense. Sometimes that plays a role on defense. So when you could communicate, understand what guys supposed to be, checks and things like that, because you're gonna have a young center caller back there, unless Kobe's gonna be the coverage check. I don't know how DA is gonna do that, but when you got to get that when you got your mic on and things like that, the linebacker, if he's the green dot linebacker, you got to know everything.
Right.
So, you know, we can't afford you to be out there having questions. You got the green dot, you have to know everything.
You got to know everything. Mm-hmm.
You got to know everything. So that's just it. But I'm gonna give him a B.
Give him a B. Okay, so who was next? And I'm gonna keep. Hey, since you cooking so much, Alan, man, who you giving for that boy, Malik Muhammad right here, man? You know them dudes that be having the Muslim names be decent out there, man. But football, they got the Muslim name. Yeah. They be all right.
Yeah.
You probably can't name one that had a Muslim name that was trash.
For the draft position, I'm gonna give him an A because Malik Muhammad has very good tape against Ohio State. And he had a good tape against Oklahoma. So passing offenses he did. You know, Ohio State, you already know what those wide receivers were trying to do against him. So he did. He held his own. They talked about that day on ESPN too about his ability to play in space with the young man that played for Ohio State, the first pick in the draft. Well, the guy that went to Tennessee, I can't remember his name right off. But he did a good job against him this year. So I would say Malik Muhammad, give him an A by position and by traits. You know, getting him in the 4th round, getting a starter grade. Starter grades are usually 1st and 2nd round guys. So he's in the 4th round, got a starter grade. So you got to give it an A.
Bars by the OG Alex. CJ, what you got for the grade right here for Malik Muhammad?
Well, with Malik Muhammad, I'm gonna give him a B+ because when I seen from him on tape, and I believe he's gonna be a very good nickelback in this league. The way he attacks, the way he goes downhill and goes after the quarterback, I was like, damn, okay, I seen that on tape. That was the first thing that screamed out at me.
Right.
Is that they had him up against the line a lot and he was attacking that football. I mean, straight downhill, straight aggressive tackling. You know, that's what you're gonna see from this kid.
Yeah, man. So I'm with y'all, man. I don't know if I gave mine. I'm gonna give it a B+, man. I like what Alan said, man. He sold me on it from position, skill, trade wise, and everything like that. I can't dispute that, man. I can't refute it, man. I can't refute it. And I'm gonna go with the Jordan Vandenberg. I'm giving this a B, man. I'm gonna give this a B. The man can jump out of the pool, man, out of the water. That is impressive as hell. So along with that, though, as far as his ability and what his stats that I like the most was, again, tackles for loss, man. Defensive tackle, bro. That's all I want to hear. You're a defensive tackle. You're in that middle, man. That means you getting to the quarterback. Tackles for loss 11 and higher. I think that means something. And I need that. We need to learn. We need to get guys in there that can stop the run. So if this guy come up here, he can stop the run. He's, first team all ACC, Alan. First team.
Yeah.
That means something. 11 tackles for loss. That means something. A 4.9 on the pro day. Yeah, that means something. 4.9 and 40. That means something. Broad jump, 36 vertical. Hey, man, this might be the still of the draft, Alan. When we looking at it, probably going forward as far as what I'm reading right now, this might be the one. This might be the one. I like this pick. The more and more I read it out loud, and I'm seeing it and I'm reading, I'm like, yeah, this might be a steal right here, bro. This man might be a problem come next year or year after that. So I'm gonna give it a B plus, man. Go ahead, Alan.
And you know what, too, to add to that, man?
Yeah.
Javon Dexter had similar traits.
I knew it was
to
coming.
This young man.
I knew it was coming.
He had similar traits, like as far as Javon Dexter played basketball with didn't he play with Edwards from Minnesota? He played on the AAU team with him in high school.
Yeah, AAU team with Ant.
Yeah.
Ant.
So Javon Dexter was a good athlete. He still is a good athlete, but I think that's where it stops. I feel like it's something about a kid like this young man. He demands a double team. That means that he's disruptive. That means that he's nasty. That means the first man he has no respect for him. He doesn't make love on the football field, just holding guys. Like, that's the thing I like about D linemen. Don't touch me. I'm trying to get to the quarterback. Like, I seen that too much from Javon Dexter. He just out there like he going to get a rebound. Like, he just, boxing out. I'm like, this ain't defensive line football. Trying
to tap the ball to himself for an easy rebound to get a couple rebounds. Let me tap it 2 times to get 2.
I can't take it anymore. Like, he just don't have a football gene. Some guys are just good athletes, and that's where that shit needs to stay. I want football play. I want a guy that don't want nobody to touch him. If you touch me, we fight. So that's what I get from this young man from South Africa. He's a tough guy, so I don't believe he's gonna go to training camp and think that he does not belong. He's coming after Joe Tooney. He's coming after those guys. Like, I'm gonna make you jokers earn your money too.
Right.
So
right.
That's what we need as defensive line players. Attitude.
Meet me in the parking lot.
Meet me in the parking lot.
Meet me in the parking lot.
That's it. Too many nice guys. Hey man, come holler at me in Florida, man. Pull up, man. We cooking out. Man, fuck that. I want a guy that's gonna get on the football field, man, and I'm ferocious out here, man. Don't touch me. I want quarterbacks. I'm slamming quarterbacks. I need guys like that. Once we get guys in the room like that, you'll see defensive line play change overnight.
Right.
You need more Grady Jarrett attitudes on the team. We got too many cool dudes that just hang out all night, man. We got too many of them dudes on the team, man. We need football players on that defensive line. And I think he's one of them.
Man, I'm with you, man. This might be the one I haven't done a lot of tape on guys just since we drafted, because I've been doing content and stuff. But I'm looking at him as soon as we get up off of here, and I wish I could get to my laptop, man. But the battery, is charging, and I would have pulled up the highlight that we could have talked about. How we do. But we'll still do that in maybe a couple more days, man. If y'all want to fire this up and say, "G, pull up the footage," I want to talk about some of the stuff from Vandenberg or Elliott, whatever. We can do that. This is our platform, man. We do what we want to do.
But undrafted guys come out in the morning, so
that's another one.
Do another show like Sunday or Monday, because there was a lot of dudes on that undrafted. Quarterbacks on the board. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it, man. We're gonna get to it. So what did you get his grade though? Did you grade it? I don't know if you graded it though, G.
Yeah, no, I did. It's a B. I give it a B.
It's a B. It's a B.
Yeah, just because of the stats alone, and he was first team ACC, and his pedigree. I'm big on pedigree, and he's just one of those guys, man. When I seen that ESPN clip when he blocked that field goal, I was like, damn, he just really uproot 2 grown men. Like, he didn't jump over them, he uprooted them. Like, when I tell y'all, when they eyes to the sky, the offensive line eyes to the sky, that's never good. So he had their faces up in the air, like, so that's what I like about this kid, man. He's just a nasty individual, just nasty.
Yeah, and I can't wait to look at his film, man, because he sounds like a nasty guy, man. And we need more of that on this defensive line, man. So we gave our grades, man. Man, this was a fire show, man. We came in here and cooked, man. Guys was prepared. You know, we don't make no excuses around here, man. We're going to make sure we give everybody the best show that we're capable of, man. That's why we're the CNG Podcast, and people are starting to embrace us more ways than another, man. So we're going to continue to cook, and we're going to continue to give you guys great content as much as we can, man. So, you know, it's been a great show, man. We gave you guys our grades from the safety position all the way back down to the defensive tackle at the end, man. This has been a great show. CJ pulled up with the Al Harris thing and the player pictures, man, and then with Muhammad, you know, all the guys that got drafted today. Keith, man. So shout out to CJ for bringing the other stuff in here so we can talk about too. Shout out to Alan for coming in here, man, and just cooking. CJ cooking. I'm cooking. I'm producing, and we just in here riding, man. It's just like this is my favorite thing to do, man. Outside of my family, man, get it with my guys when we talk ball. So with that being said, this is my final thoughts. I'm happy with the draft. I'm happy with the places that we got the wide receiver we plugged in some holes, but I just think we kind of just reached on some things. But you got to trust Ben Johnson. You got to trust Ryan Poles, man. That's why I'm mad. I can't complain. I really can't complain, man. So those are my final thoughts. CJ, what's your final thoughts? We're going to let the OG close it out, man. We're going to get out of here, bro.
Yeah, man. Like I agree. I agree pretty much with everything you were saying as far as trusting. You know, you gotta trust the process. You know, they made a reach with some of these picks. You know, and I think they did a very good job of scouting. I'm still gonna say that. You know, to where they got some of these guys at in the later rounds. That you know, these guys are pretty much first round, second round talent, and they got them in the 6 rounds. That's good scouting right there. I think they pretty much hit on all the guys they had on their board and all the guys they wanted. So you can kind of tell when they were trading back, they kind of had a guy that they knew that was going to be there, and they went and got him. No, so definitely you gotta trust the process of Ryan Poles and Dennis Allen and Ben Johnson.
You good, OG?
Yeah, man, I'm waiting, man. Hey, look, that Thomas kid, man, that's the one, y'all. Like, I feel like Ben Johnson is like, everybody's gonna be like, what? Why did I take this guy? Why did we get him? I see shades of St. Brown a little bit.
Right.
I feel like it's a type that Ben Johnson likes. It's a type of guy that he likes. Now, St. Brown wasn't fast. Yeah, he wasn't fast like this, Amara. But the thing about him, he ran great routes and he can line them up everywhere. That's what I think he likes about Thomas. Like, but he's faster. He has elite speed. Now, Amara, he'll go out there and block you too. He gets pancakes. But this young man right here, man, when I seen him break that tackle in that crowd and he took it to the sideline, I was like, he one of those those wide receivers that he's really a running back at heart. And so I think he's going to spend more time in the backfield than people would think. I think he's going to be our glorified scat back. I think we talked about it earlier. He's going to get a lot of minutes with Khalil on the field. Like when we're away from the 50-yard line, things like that, when the field is open up, him and Khalil they're gonna have a field day. With Coastal and Loveland taking away the hash, and they one-on-one with a safety. That Ben's gonna have a field day with this young man right here. If he come in here and understands what his mission is, I'm gonna get you the ball 8 times a game. 8 to 10 times a game, you're going to touch the football by hook or crook. Either you're going to get it on special teams, or you're going to get in the backfield a little bit, or you're going to get a couple passes. But you're going to touch the ball 10 times. 4-2 is going to touch the field, guys.
4-2, that's what we got to call. Right.
He's going to touch the football.
I like that. 4-2. Then you heard it here first. His first nickname by OG Allen for Xavion Thomas is 4-2. It's not Xavion no more. It's 4-2. From OG, you heard it. 4-2. So That's it, man. What a show, man. I'm G Walker, the CNG Podcast. That's OG Allen for the CNG Podcast. That's CJ from CNG Podcast. Shout out to Sean, man. Not here, right, but I know he with us in spirit, man. We will holler at y'all when we holler at y'all. Bear down. Peace.